Will you walk, will you say, we gon' be okay? Will you laugh with me? Will you cry for me? Can you say goodbye to yesterday?
These shallow depressions here, they were more prominent 50 years ago. They are the remains of ancient Coomera pits. These here, they were built pre-European. See, there's another one there. They had them round. There's one there, one there.
Oh yeah.
They used to store food in here, but it's all filled in. This is an ancient site, and that was their defensive hill pa there. That's Okahudu. This area here is Okahudu pa site. There's Urupas here. Well, I want to go to that hill there.
What's this?
This is an ancient what they call Ruakumara. It's a storage pit for food. This is very, very, very old. Oh well, they gave it, and then they would cover them with fern and straw and store their food for the winter. This land here, this looking down here, runs down the side of the river here. That's Okahu stream there. Is known as Parimoto. This is Parimoto area. That's the ancient name for this place, Parimoto. See what they've been doing here? This has only been done recently. This is a protected site. This site here, this area here is one of the three parts of my claim for a protection order. Look at the this is Okahudu Pa site. Well, this whole area is supposed to have been surveyed out and fenced off. The government, like they said, the 13 acres. This was another place was supposed to have been protected, but you can see how they've protected it. They haven't. And they won't. You know, I used to dread coming back here and seeing this flattened, those trees cut down. That's all that remains. You know, look, it's a wonder they haven't cut these trees down. This is an ancient pa site used for defensive purposes, pre-European days. Well, Te Akaro, he estimated that about 300 people would have lived in this area, and this would have been their defensive position in the time of trouble with the neighbouring hapu. You know, the tribal warfare days. That's why these places were built, so that they were terraced, so they could defend them from another attacking war party. You see, and they terraced all hills. There's some very prominent. This is the only one remaining. The remains of one that is still, you can still actually see when we go up there. You can still see its outline. Others have been flattened and bulldozed, like they've been working here. That'll be next. Just to grow grass for cows. There's been so many of these places have been destroyed along the Taranaki coast here, and this is one remaining. Well, this is where I grew up here. That's why a lot of people don't even know it's here, except those of us who come here and we've all gone. But I haven't gone. I'm still here. This is Tapu site. This is very important. This was all built way before Captain Cook came here. Even before Abel Tasman. You see, this has all been shaped by Stone Age man, and he would have and ramparts along here, and then that's the second third line of defence. Now this is the top. This is the remains of an ancient storage pit. You can see it. See, these were dug down in for storage. Now you see, in time of attack.
Oh wow! Look, you can. It goes all the way down.
They've filled in over the years, but in time of attack from a neighbouring hapu, yes, they would withdraw up here and they'd have to have food. Yes. You see, because their enemy the attacking warriors would be around here. So if they had food, they could hold out. That's what these places were for. When the government divided up the lands, this place here was supposed to be cut out and protected. As you can see, they never did. See this depression here? This is another disgrace. There's another one there. See how it's like a track up here? Yeah, well look, you see how that wall's those been knocked out, bulldozed out? Yeah. Well, it has been. I was here the day the bulldozer did it. I'll tell you about it. See? Hang on, I'll have a look at. Yeah, there is. I think you can smell it. There's some more here. See? You come. These are. See, have a look at this one. Have a look at this. Is a good one. See, big one. Here. See? Have a look at this here. Come and have a look, Jude.
Beautiful. Oh, Dad, look at that.
Here, they had them around here. This was the terrace area, and in the time of attack, they would have food. They would retreat. They'd be living out here on the flats, all the land to the sea. But if they felt threatened, say the people living or fishing down there, a hostile party approached from the north, Waikato. Could be Waikato, Ngāpuhi, our traditional tribal enemies. They come to Taranaki. The warriors there'd be lookouts keeping an eye, and if a party, well, they would withdraw into these areas in case they were hostile, and they would have food while they fought the other. You know, there might have been. Hopefully, I hope it. But there would have been skirmishes. See the stones placed along here. See, this is all some of the See, that's an ancient remains of an ancient wall. You can see it, Dick. See? See that there?
Amazing, eh?
Yeah, well, you imagine if they had placed the protection order had gone in 1890, 96 I think, this would have still been more original than it is today. And this is supposed to be protected. That's the second part of my claim before the Treaty of Waitangi. I want a protection order placed on this place immediately. Well, you can see why. In 1966, this is the part that was bulldozed. Yeah. It was bulldozed, you know why? So they could drive their cars up and look out to the sea. I was here the day the bulldozer did it. I was 16. But you know, after they did it, they couldn't get their cars up there. And you know who it was? You know who got the bulldozers to do it? My father. And you know who owned the bulldozer? Philip Lycles. Philip Lycles was a Dutchman. And you know who was driving the bulldozer? A Maori. The farmer got him to do it. Johnny Nathan we used to work for Philip, and he was just doing his job. But the landowner asked him to bulldoze that. This is desecration. Yeah, no, it's not the cow's fault. No, it's not. You see, that's not the cow's fault. That's what they treat. That's how they treat these ancient sacred sites. I lived in fear all these years. I'll come back here one day and who knows what else they would do. Across the river there's a site like this, but the local farmers built a brand new house on top of it. Yes. You see, now when will that happen here? I've got friends from Europe and everywhere. These are ancient sites. They've got protection orders on them. In New Zealand, the New Zealand government didn't give a hoot. You know, to them they're nothing. This is a special place. This is built by a Stone Age man, where he lived. But that's a natural water spring, that. One's Tangi Hapu, one's Mangahoki. One day, when I was young, I remember the year 1966. I was up here doing some work or shifting some cows or something, and I always used to come up here. And I was walking around here, and I picked these up. These are tonga. Yeah. I picked them up. I picked them up more or less on the spot where we're standing, and I think it was a bit further. I think it was a bit further around there, but it was in this area. Yeah, they were on the ground. Oh, they were laying in the ground, sort of amongst some stones like that. There, that could have been the exact spot there, but it was a bit in the winter time when the grass wasn't growing, and that's what I found here. I found when I found them, Dick, I went back to the house and with them in my pocket, and I gave them to Mr. Hogenberg. Mr. Hogenberg was Mr. and Mrs. Hogenberg lived on the farm here. They were working on the farm, and I lived and worked with them. They treated me like one of their family. I'm still part of we've remained part of their family all my life. And I gave them into Mr. Hogenberg's care, and he kept them in his cabinet for 45 years, since 1966. And Mr. Hogenberg died recently, or not even a year ago, and Annaluk and Sonia asked me to take them back. Yeah. And he looked after them all these years, and I found them here on the spot. Yeah, Mr. Hogenberg, Royal Hogenberg. Okay. I knew what they were. I thought, gosh, this is great. I found them here. So, yes, I must, I know what they are. They are very valuable and precious things. I thought, well, this is a special place. This is tapu place, This is made by our tipuna from the Inga Rā o Mua, from the days of old, days long gone by.